Let's go to the book of Obadiah. Edomites are in their final fight for survival. That's what we're witnessing through the immigration programs you see. And right now they're becoming emboldened with their true intentions. Folks, let me tell you, they never cared about immigrants. Immigrants has always been what? Political. They were using immigrants as political pawns to undermine Judah. They don't care about what they call Latinas and all this other stuff. I'm going to show you how the hunter used smoke and mirrors. They are against the lost tribes of Israel. The 10 tribes that were conquered here by Esau, the indigenous people, folks, they're from the 10 tribes of Israel. But Esau would use them as leverage against us because why? We had all the leverage. Okay? We didn't have a place to run. We had to force them to do right. There was no place that was going to take us in. We were the labor. So what happens when slavery is done and we're the only people that's the carpenters, we're the cowboys, we're the ones taking care of their children, we're the ones that's building their homes. We are the labor force of the new world. That was our leverage. See? Oh, so you don't want to treat us right. Okay. Everybody walk off their jobs in the United States because white people don't want to do these jobs. And it shut the whole economy down. It shut the whole economy down, folks. They don't care about these immigrants. Esau sat back and said, you know what? We're going to need to leverage off these other people against them so that they don't put us in a position where what? Where they can now destroy our economy at any time. At any time, they can destroy our economy by not working. We can't put them in that position no more, ever again. We'll go over there and tell the other people that we've destroyed and turned their countries into third world countries. We'll go over there and tell them, come over here because these blacks are lazy in the United States. Lazy? Who built the whole country people are coming to? You going to call that lazy? No, they were just lying to you. Divide and conquer. I'm going to go there in a moment. To make you believe that, guess what? You guys are better blacks than these other blacks. They're lazy. And guess what? A lot of our people ate it up and began to believe that. We were the only ones being the minority in this country, stomping 10 toes down, where they had to negotiate with us. Okay? Folks, they didn't free us out of the kindness of their heart. Oh yeah, Abraham Lincoln freed the that's garbage. Let me make it clear to you, folks. There was too many rebellions in the United States. Every time they build something, we were tearing it down. And this is where they came up with the Harriet Tubman story. Not that it didn't happen, but they fantasized that story so to get the optics off of all the black men like Nat Turner who was turning up. So we need a nice story where a woman is the leader with a peaceful underground railroad where the white Jews and the white people help the black people come to the north for freedom. Y'all still buying that story? Look at the dates of the Underground Railroad in proximity to the time of all the rebellions of Nat Turner and others who were turning it up. You will see why they promoted that story, because they didn't want our children to grow up, especially the men, the little boys, growing up understanding warfare. And that the nations and that this country wasn't going to give us anything. We would have to fight for everything. They didn't want that being taught to our children. Nat Turner, you can't read Nat Turner in school. Some cat go and take one of our daughters and rape our daughters, and you got black men burning down plantations because of it. Right? They couldn't have that. $2,800 people. Y'all doing good. Let me get 300 more likes for those. And that's why they gave us roots. Every generation they bring in Harriet Tubman, Underground Railroad. Be very quiet. We running up north. It was a cover story so that our people wouldn't go into the spirit of rebellion and revolution. So they brought in buffers in the United States. They never cared about immigrants. Look what they're saying now on TikTok and all that. They calling Mexicans wetbacks and all this other stuff. And just a few years ago, they was all about the Latinas. What weren't they? Y'all don't understand how Esau worked, the cunning hunter. He always used a buffer class so that he can play dumb publicly. So you can blame someone else when he's orchestrating it all. Elder Lawya, let's go to the book of Obadiah real quick.
Yes, sir.
Let's go to the book of Obadiah. All right, let me grab it here. The vision of Obadiah.
Yes, sir. Obadiah verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise, and let us rise up against her in battle.
Now you have many people erroneously teaching that this was Gumnunasser, the ambassador of Egypt. This don't have nothing to do with Gumnunasser. The ambassador that's going to rise up in battle, according to prophecy, is Iran, the Medes. It's talking about what we are seeing now. You can't just look at this and look at an ambassador in Egypt and say, well, ambassador of Egypt. No, you got to use precepts. That's philosophy. This have nothing to do with Gumnunasser. The ambassador, according to prophecy, is Iran. Behold, what? Now here is the issue, Elder Lawya, to why Edomites are in their final fight for survival. Read it.
Yes, sir. Verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
Folks, they are the smallest race in number on the earth. 7% of the world population are white Europeans, and that includes Jewish white Europeans. So you have to understand their position. If they're the smallest, then they have to use different tactics of war to stay in power. Right? We're going to go over those. 3.
The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
The pride of their heart have deceived them. The Most High is like, hold up, you was not too long ago in the Caucasus Mountains, and before that, Mount Seir. So now you're coming down as if you are the creators or have the wisdom or began civilization altogether, as if you're the smartest people on earth all of a sudden. No, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
And the Most High says, now Esau began to smell himself. You was in the rocks. Okay? You were up in the rocks, the mountains. The Most High says, I gave you power, Esau. I gave you the power. Now you want to make everyone believe that you are just genetically superior and more intelligent. When no, you're just more deceiving than the rest of the world. You're just more dishonest than the rest of the world. And that's what makes them believe that they're more intelligent, because they fool us over and over again, and our people continue to listen to it. That's what makes them believe they're more intelligent. Because no way their people would have stood by after another race have deceived and destroyed their children over and over again. They know that they wouldn't have stood by idle and accepted any trust through those people who was presently killing and destroying their people. So they look at our people as dumb, because they would not have went for this. Straight up, they're warriors. Though thou dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? So Esau had been smelling himself as if it was through his power they're ruling.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it says what? Up here. That they are small amongst the heathen. Right? And it says, behold, I made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Now, why are they despised? Why? Because Esau made an agreement with them. And the agreement is what we see in immigration today. And Esau has begun to double cross them. Esau is double crossing them. What do I mean by that? There's a confederacy that they made, a pact together that we read about in Psalms 83, where all the nations would benefit from the children of Israel who are in slavery without the knowledge of who we are or who they are. See? So the other nations were supposed to benefit equally with Esau as long as they can keep Jacob on the bottom. But the Confederacy, there's a problem with it now, because Esau only knows war. And if he could do this to his own brother, what do you think he's going to do to you? Oh, you thought he's going to keep the agreement? So that's why the other nations are upset, because Esau double-crossed them. It was never about him sharing equal power with you. Okay. Let's go to the Confederacy and go back to Obadiah. Let's go to Psalms 83.
Yes, sir. Psalms 83, verse number 1.
Psalms 83. And we're going to go back to Obadiah. Psalms 83, verse 1. Yes, sir.
Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
So they've taken crafty counsel. This is what they're doing, folks. Amongst their private, diplomatic, and bureaucratic meetings. All the nations are coming together privately, and this is what they've been doing for years. Consulting against us, the hidden ones. We have no idea where the children of Israel. The truth have been hidden by these people. Read.
They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Come and let us cut them off from being a nation of people, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. Now, you know it's not talking about the modern day Israel. That's all they talk about is they're the people, the chosen land, support our only ally in the Middle East. So it can't be them. That the name of Israel, make sure the children of Israel in captivity know nothing. They'll be reading their history book, and we're going to teach them fairy tales out of it, Babylonian doctrine out of it, and we're going to make them believe that the people they're reading about are us. That the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. Re-educate God's people. A lot of them. Tell them they're from the seeds of Ham. If any time they talk about color in the Bible, bring up Moses' Ethiopian wife. And she's a Hamite. And folks, it's as if they're all reading from the same script when you bring up color in the Bible. No one asked you about Moses' wife who's in Ethiopia. They don't have, we the people, we the same bloodline of Moses. How about that? So that's their deception. As soon as we start talking about color, oh, it don't matter. What do you mean it don't matter? When you're claiming to be God's people, which gives you a right in the Middle East doing what you're doing right now, but over here you're telling us it doesn't matter? You see how they speak out of both sides of their mouth? They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, a race of people. We're not black. We're not Puerto Rican. We're not none of this crap they've been calling us. We're the children of Israel. That the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. Read.
5. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee.
Then it names the chief players in this conspiracy. Read.
Yes, sir. 6. The tabernacles of Edom.
Edomites.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Arabs. That's why they always paying Arabs to push up where we live at. Under this black and brown garbage. That's why. And then they'll put these people in political positions to get access to the budgets that's supposed to have been allocated to our people who built the country. They'll give it to the enemy to undermine us in the communities. Or they'll get other people from someplace else who doesn't have a vested interest because they didn't build anything. And they'll tell them where the budget is and make sure the money is allocated outside of Judah. They've been playing this game since after the 60s. They say, you know what? We're not going to allow these people to shut down our economy anymore. Let's bring in buffers. Let's go to some war-torn country like India where they're crapping in the streets and get some of them and clean them up and make them believe that they are a part of the Aryan race on this side. And they automatically come to the country to align themselves with Edomites, with whiteness against us. Let's get an Arab who ain't doing nothing over there and let's give him a loan to have a liquor store and all that. And when Judah go for a loan, we'll deny Judah. We're going to systematically, financially bar Judah out of society. Crafty counsel. Edomites and Arabs, Ishmaelites are behind this. Moab and the Hagarenes, those that are over there around the outside of the land of Israel. Gabal and Ammon and Amalek. Amalek is the father of the modern day Jewish people today. And they said what? Let's go down to the Elder Lawya. Let's go down to the 12th verse. So all of them were in confederate together, and they all came together and said what? Who said?
Who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession.
Let us all have our share in enslaving God's people. That was the Confederacy. That was the agreement. The Bible is exposing what they talk about behind closed doors. The agreement is that all of these nations would have a piece of the pie by keeping the truth from us and using our children as slaves and our men as bucks and our women for their beds. The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that he used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy. You're invited.